Red Bull is arguably the biggest energy drink brand in the world, but their rise is not quite similar to that of the average drink brand. The marketing was perfectly orchestrated, and there's a whole lot you've never heard about this energy drink since its inception. Let's wind back a little to where it all started and learn about Red Bull in its entirety. Before creating Red Bull, Chaleo Yovidia, known as Chaleo, was a farmer raising ducks in northern Thailand. Born into a humble Chinese immigrant family, he faced economic challenges. Initially, Chaleo found success by importing antibiotics and pharmaceuticals. After a few years, he ventured into entrepreneurship, establishing his own company, TC Pharmaceuticals, in the 1960s. During this period, TC Pharmaceuticals maintained its stability as a reliable business. However, a significant shift occurred in the 1970s when Chaleo made a startling discovery about Thailand's energy drink market. Unlike Western countries where energy drinks were non-existent, Thailand experienced a booming market for such beverages. These energy drinks were expensive and perceived as a luxury for the wealthy, not accessible to working-class individuals. This realization prompted Chaleo to explore new possibilities, which eventually led to the creation of Red Bull. Chaleo believed the market approach was misguided. Why target the affluent when the working class needed an energy boost? Drawing from his own experience growing up in poverty, Chaleo recognized the hard work required to make ends meet, making the working class the ideal audience for energy drinks. In his research, he discovered a commonality among competitors. Their formulas shared 4 key ingredients: taurine, caffeine, glucose, and sucrose. With the ingredients settled, Chaleo shifted his focus to branding. He aimed for a representation of Thailand while resonating with the working class. This thoughtful consideration laid the foundation for Red Bull's unique identity in the energy drink market. After careful consideration, Chaleo opted for the Gaur, a robust bovine native to Southeast Asia, known for its pure muscle composition. Chaleo drew inspiration from its raw power. The imagery on the front of his cans depicted 2 red Gaur charging towards each other against a backdrop of a bright yellow sun. He named his new energy drink Krating Dang, which translates to Red Gaur. Krating Dang made a significant impact, swiftly becoming Thailand's top energy drink within just 2 years. 2 key factors contributed to this success. Firstly, Krating Dang was more affordable than any other energy drink available, making it accessible to a broader audience. Secondly, Chaleo strategically targeted his marketing efforts towards the right demographic: factory workers, truck drivers, and anyone involved in labor-intensive activities. This approach helped him establish a loyal and consistent consumer base. However, the global expansion of Red Bull might not have occurred if not for an unexpected catalyst in the 1980s: a toothpaste salesman. Dietrich Mateschitz, initially a marketing director at Blendax, didn't immediately come across as a marketing genius. Graduating from Vienna University took him a decade, and his career path included selling laundry detergent at Unilever before landing at the toothpaste company. However, his future as a businessman changed in 1982. During a business trip to Bangkok, Dietrich had a meeting with TC Pharmaceuticals, the company carrying their products. Arriving jet-lagged and fatigued, Chaleo Yovidia, noticing Dietrich's condition, offered him a glass of Krating Dang. In a matter of minutes, Dietrich's jet lag vanished, and he was captivated. Dietrich Mateschitz's routine in Bangkok included grabbing a Krating Dang on his way to the hotel, but one day, everything changed. While perusing a business magazine, he stumbled upon Taisho Pharmaceuticals, a company akin to Chaleo's TC Pharmaceuticals, producing drinks and medicinal products. What piqued Dietrich's interest was that, at that time, Taisho Pharmaceuticals held the title of Japan's largest taxpayer. Dietrich reached out to Chaleo with a groundbreaking proposal, collaborating to create a westernized version of Krating Dang. He suggested that Chaleo handle production while he managed marketing and distribution. Chaleo agreed, and the duo quickly set their plans in motion. The first order of business was a name change, recognizing that the term Red Gaur might not resonate with the Western audience. However, they soon discovered that the name was the least of their concerns. In the West, canned soda, along with industry giants like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, dominated the beverage market. Energy drinks, on the other hand, faced a significant challenge. There was no established market. critics contended that the market didn't need a drink that tasted inferior to Coke, was pricier, and came in smaller cans, deeming it illogical. However, Dietrich remained undeterred. Rather than being hindered, he countered by injecting $500,000 of his funds into Red Bull. Persuading Chalio to do the same, they jointly decided to hold a 49% stake in the company, with the remaining 2% allocated to Chalio's son, making the Uvita family the majority owner on paper. Red Bull made its official debut on April 1, 1987, introducing its distinctively thin cans and a price tag higher than that of soda. Aside from the name change, the most notable modification was the introduction of carbonation, a feature that puzzled many consumers. Unlike Chalio, Dietrich envisioned Red Bull as a beverage for the upper class, placing significant emphasis on brand perception and market positioning. Dietrich strategically collaborated with Austrian ski resorts, bars, and clubs, targeting the wealthy and adventurous clientele. He also adopted a classic approach by working with college campuses, organizing parties featuring Red Bull, and adorning students' cars with logos. This not only fostered an early connection with a rebellious spirit, but also positioned Red Bull as a genuine movement, rather than just another product. Remarkably, they managed to sell 1 million cans in their first year, marking a successful start to their ambitious venture. Financially, Red Bull faced a loss in their inaugural year due to the extensive distribution of free products as part of their marketing strategies. However, Dietrich Mateschitz had foresight that investing in the brand, especially in the early stages, would yield significant returns. His intuition proved right, as by the second year, sales doubled to 2 million cans and further escalated to 4 million cans by the third year. Red Bull's popularity extended across Europe, reaching a point where it became a sensation in Germany. However, the overwhelming demand posed a challenge. They struggled to produce enough cans to meet it. Despite the impressive growth, competing in mainstream advertising such as TV ads remained a financially burdensome option for the company. Red Bull seized this opportunity to align itself with extreme sports like cliff diving, transforming its image from a mere energy drink to a lifestyle brand. In 1997, Red Bull was set to make its US debut, entering a market that had grown into a $1.7 billion business. The competition had intensified, with more players entering the energy drink industry. Unlike other beverage rivals, Red Bull didn't have a secret patented formula. All ingredients were transparently labeled on the can. Interestingly, Red Bull initially offered just one flavor, which didn't always fare well in taste tests. Despite these challenges, Red Bull sales continued to climb. Red Bull dedicated significant efforts to align itself with a diverse array of events and spectacles, drawing customers into the brand. Unlike conventional marketing strategies, Red Bull invested substantially more in marketing. Rather than merely running ads or sponsoring isolated events, Red Bull took a holistic approach, purchasing entire sports teams, establishing in-house media companies, and hosting world-class events. Today, the company sponsors a vast network of over 500 athletes, ranging from daredevils to adventurers, covering the entire spectrum of professional and amateur sports, from football to ice hockey to Formula One, and now even esports. This extensive sponsorship not only fosters a strong brand presence, but also opens up additional revenue streams. For instance, Red Bull earns money from Formula One prizes and sponsorships, creating a cycle of funds that can be reinvested in marketing. The long-term approach proves highly effective. By owning teams like the New York Red Bulls, every discussion about the team naturally brings Red Bull into conversations and people's subconscious. Remarkably, the company has even created its own sporting events. The Flugtag, meaning flying day in German, was introduced in 2000, when Red Bull orchestrated hundreds of teams worldwide to compete in homemade flying machines, testing the limits of their imaginative creations. The current record for the farthest flight stands at an impressive 258 feet. Beyond sports, Red Bull extends its sponsorship to art and music events like Lollapalooza and Austin City Limits. In 2012, the company pushed the boundaries by sending daredevils to the edge of space, enabling them to freefall at speeds exceeding 800 miles per hour. Despite the extensive planning and substantial financial investment, this venture proved worthwhile. The YouTube video documenting the Edge of Space jump set a world record for the most concurrent live streams and has since garnered over 120 million views. Following this, Red Bull experienced a notable 13% rise in global sales. An intriguing aspect of Red Bull's strategy is that during these events and spectacles, the focus rarely shifts to their drink. For instance, despite Felix Baumgartner's record-breaking freefall, there was no orchestrated display of him landing and consuming a can of Red Bull. Their advertising often doesn't feel like traditional advertising. Instead, the emphasis is on brand recognition, allowing the events themselves to tell a captivating story that resonates with audiences long after they occur. Instead of actively pushing product sales, Red Bull aimed to create genuinely exciting experiences for their audience, forming an association between their brand and remarkable feats. In a world saturated with ads, this subtle approach is effective, avoiding the cheapening of the spectacle and making it feel more like watching something cool from a company that also happens to sell energy drinks. Red Bull fundamentally is not just a drinks company, it's a marketing company. This unique strategy allowed Red Bull to position itself as a premium lifestyle product, a stark contrast to its origin as an affordable energy drink for blue-collar workers in Thailand. Despite minimal changes to the recipe, the power of exceptional marketing and branding has elevated Red Bull to be one of the most expensive energy drinks. In some countries, Red Bull commands over 80% of the market share of energy drinks, and since 1987, they've sold over 100 billion cans worldwide. We've come to the end of today's video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content.